My name is Jesse Fellers, owner of Brothers Painting. I've been painting professionally for 23 years, although my story starts way younger when I was a teenager and my parents recruited me to paint the hall bathroom as one of my chores. And my mom handed me one of those cut-in rollers. Or it's like an edger. Terrible thing. Don't use it. Anyway, I painted the hall bathroom. Later, ended up painting the whole basement floor. Had to scrape it, prep it, paint it, oil-based, terrible stuff. And then years later, I painted the exterior of the home, and I just didn't know any better. So I pressure washed it, scraped it, primed every square inch of that whole exterior by hand, and then painted 2 full coats, brush and roll by hand, except for the back that my dad wrapped up because I left to go out of the country. So anyway, that's kind of how I started getting into painting. And then later, in '01, when I moved to Kansas City, I started painting houses as an interim, working as a volunteer missionary. And so, what I found though is that I really enjoyed it, really loved the process, and just began like learning. And I hired one of my neighbors who was a painter. And funny enough, he'd been painting, I think at that point, for over 20 years. And so even though I hired him to help me on some repaints because the new housing industry had slowed down, I learned so much from Vernon. So I'm very grateful. And then fast forward through the recession, just painted house after house after house, so more production style. And then a really good friend of mine, Rob, ended up coming out to Kansas City, and he'd been painting for 22 years at that point, but mostly interior, high-end, custom homes in North Carolina. So we painted a house together, and it was just like clockwork. Everything clicked, and they decided to move here full-time. And so as we painted a few houses, we got together and decided, let's start a company. So Rob and I decided to start this company. We were thinking through all kinds of names. One of the names we picked, I can't remember, Custom or something, and it was not available so on the LLC. So then Rob looks at me and goes, Brothers. And I'm like, man, that's awesome. So we started Brothers Painting in 2010. And Rob and I had like this beautiful fusion because he brought the whole understanding of like working in people's homes, being conscientious, clean, organized, orderly, really taking care of their properties. And I brought more of this let's get it done in production style, more spray work. So it was just this beautiful fusion. And then we moved really mostly into residential repaint, doing some light commercial work, and just general repaints, getting houses ready for sale or rentals. Brothers Painting just began to build and grow slowly. Rob ended up moving back to North Carolina, and I've continued Brothers Painting for the last, how many years has it been? Last 14 years. And so now we've got 3 full crews, and then between James and I, we oversee the teams, project manage, we do the estimating, and run the company together. It has been like an amazing journey. Currently, the heart of Brothers Painting is that we want to come in and take really good care of you. We want to take really great care of your home. We're very conscientious, clean, orderly, and we're not just coming to do quality work for you, but we want to add value to your lives so that when we leave, your home is beautiful. It's a space that you want to be in where you just have a better feeling. Together with between James and I, all the team leaders and the rest of our team members, we've got over 100 years of paint experience. So we're not just bringing to the table the ability to put paint on things, but we understand the process, we understand the different products and the correct applications, and we're able to come in and give you the best possible product that we can.